first place she ran was the mountains. Far, cold, empty. She thought no one could follow her there, but the air was thinner, and the silence wasn't empty. When she looked back, the car he gave her sat parked in the mist, just watching, just waiting, and above her, on the cliffs, he stood, cloaked in black, head tilted, like he never left. She tried a new life next, a palace in the desert. Gifted by someone new, someone richer, safer, warmer. But the air in the halls grew dry. The mirrors began to crack, and from the shadows behind every curtain, he returned again. She traded love for luxury, but now the gold had eyes, and her past walked barefoot through the dust behind her. The ocean was her last hope, a place to start fresh, just water and horizon. But the waves didn't bring peace. They brought him, standing on the water, not moving, just watching her. They say she ran along the beach, but his reflection followed in every wave. You can run from a man, but not from the one you left behind in pieces. In the jungle, even the trees seemed to whisper his name. Roots curled like hands. Shadows bent toward her. And in the middle of it all, his cloak appeared again. Head tilted, eyes glowing faint through the fog. Her car, half buried, sat forgotten, like the promises she never kept. She tried everything, but he kept finding her. Not because he wanted her back, but because she left with everything but him. They say she still runs, still hides, but the ghost? He never runs. He just waits. Because once you betray the dead, there's no way back.
At the very edge of Bangladesh, where the hills touch the sea and time itself seems to move a little slower, lies a quiet coastal town, Tekna. Over 100 years ago, this place looked very different. There were no paved roads, only winding clay paths, bamboo homes, and the rhythms of the Rakhine people, a peaceful tribal community who had lived here for generations. And near the heart of this town, within the quiet walls of a British-era police outpost, there was a well, a stone well, where village girls would come every morning to fetch water. That's where our story begins. It was here, beside that well, that a young police officer named Daraj saw her for the first time. Mathin, daughter of a local tribal chief. She moved like the breeze, with a smile that stayed in the air long after she had left. Daraj, a man raised in the cities, found in her a world he had never known, simple, rooted, honest, and slowly, something began to grow between them. Their meetings became part of the daily rhythm, a glance, a word, a stolen smile, and soon, a bond bloomed between the man in uniform and the tribal princess, one that defied caste, class, and colonial command. The lovers had made their decision. Dheeraj had asked for Mathin's hand, and she had said yes.